I'm Cameron,
And I'm Maggie.
and we are just going to run through our nutritional tool, which is our final deliverable for DIG, page by page, just explaining what the page is and why it's there, and kind of do a little wrap at the end. And then we have Lauren with us, who we've been working with this whole time, and she will also be chiming in, asking questions, making some comments, whatever she sees best.
Lauren, do you want to quickly introduce yourself and talk about your role with DIG?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren Macey. I'm the Chief Program Officer with DIG, and I had the pleasure of working with Cameron and Maggie over the past 6 months to support some product development for our programs. We have a lot of really great knowledge that are hosted within our teams, local knowledge, which makes our program successful, and we are really appreciative of fellows like Cameron and Maggie who help us elevate that local knowledge into a tool that can help us scale our programs.
Thank you. Okay, so I think we'll just get started. A little bit of overview in terms of what the tool we created is. DIG has these awesome training programs, right? And they have these demonstration gardens where they're showing local farmers how to grow around 20 different crops. And there was this kind of disconnect between that demonstration garden and then a home garden. And that's what we wanted to fill with this tool, or what we needed to fill with this tool. So basically, this tool will take into account a farmer's unique needs, as well as the resources they have available to them, and give them a recommendation that is individualized for their home garden.
Yes, so that is basically what that first main slide of our kind of manual says. The first 3 slides are pretty much just introduction. That slide gives an overview, and then as well as this slide talks about, once again, unique needs plus resource availability equals these unique and individualized gardens. And the icons you'll see under unique needs and resource availability are both used within our tool, which we will explain kind of as we get into that section, which is right now, actually. So one of our main categories that we had to create was different limitations that farmers may have. So this specific category key, which you'll see in our tool, breaks down farmers between different limitations. So for instance, the tan one on the left, as well as the middle 2, break down different income levels as well as different land limitations. And then the one on the far right, which is dark green, takes into account rocky soil. So this just allows for further categorization of farmers, that we're making sure that we're taking into account differences in lands, whether it's a quarter acre, whether it's over an acre, as well as different income availabilities when choosing crops that will be best for their gardens.
And one of the main reasons we decided to go with color coordination for this categorization is because something that Lauren and other people working with DIG expressed to us was that this tool needed to be field friendly and quick to use. And so we thought that colors was kind of the easiest visual way to do this, because once someone has gotten in the routine and knows what each category means and can attribute that to a single color, it would be really quick visually to go to that spot once they've had a conversation with a farmer.
Yeah, and what I love about the way that Cameron and Maggie, that you've taken that recommendation and put it throughout your manual, is that it really is field friendly, and it allows for us to partner and bring on members who maybe have low literacy rates, and bring them onto our teams. And so it's really broken down that barrier for people, and helps us to be more inclusive with who we hire in the field. So thanks for considering that.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. So next we have our symbol key. So this kind of relates to more of unique needs of farmers and maybe unique circumstances, whether it's you're a pregnant woman, whether you're living with HIV. We wanted to make sure we took into account various different elements of a farmer's life, whatever it may be. So this also kind of is a major part of our final tool, which we'll get to kind of towards the end, but this is just another additional building block that really we used a lot in our community narratives to make sure we are taking into account all the unique needs that can contribute to having a unique garden.
And then this next page is kind of self-explanatory. These are the vegetables that are being grown in demonstration gardens in Uganda. And so you'll see here that each of the vegetables is listed, and each of them has its own little icon. And these are the exact same icons that are going to be used throughout the tool, sometimes without the names. So just in case we have them here listed with their names.
So these next few slides just kind of dig deeper into what crops are best for different limitations. And then the next section will be which crops are best for different parts of the key symbols that we have. So whether it's person living with HIV, pregnant women, it kind of just dives deeper into which crops would be best if you have children, high nutrient dense crops, whatever it may be, just so we have this kind of overview of everything that is best for these categories, as well as specific recommendations in our tool, just so we're making sure we're not missing anything and people's preferences can be taken into account also through this section of the tool.
You can think of this section almost as Legos, and the final tool is what you've built out of the Legos.
Mhm.
These are kind of our building blocks. And you'll see by the end that the tool kind of cross-references all these lists. And here we are. This is the final tool we came up with. Do you want to start?
Sure. So as you can see, it kind of like Maggie, that's a beautiful analogy. It is like Legos. We take the key categories, the key icons, and it all comes together in this tool essentially. And each different little crop set within each category has a unique characteristic, a unique quality that attributes to various needs of farmers. So yeah, we basically kind of combined all of our data into this tool, and really thought it'd be a great idea to also have our other pages with it so that you can kind of understand the full picture of what was created in order to like get this final product.
And so you'll notice that within each color category, which we covered before, so the different color categories denote different land and cash availabilities, and then as well as different kinds of soil. Within each category, you'll see that there is an option for every key population that DIG serves in this specific country. And you'll see that there's more than one option in each, just so that we're still kind of acknowledging and honoring the choices that farmers have to make and simply trying to provide them with the most information possible about what benefits come with each choice. So you'll see that maybe here in this first category, they have two options, and this option will gain more profitability for the farmer. However, this one is probably a lot more nutrient dense. Not probably, it is. We've done that research, and we can denote quickly with icons and with visual aids that this one is much more nutrient dense. It's definitely going to be better for someone who's living with HIV, but this one, if someone simply needs to bolster their income, will probably be a better choice for them, and you'll see that repeated in every different section.
And then lastly, just to make sure we had some sort of example of how to really apply this tool in the field, we came up with example worksheets that basically just have a gardener description, which we collected through our data collections. These are real stories that we were told by Gloria. And then we basically just filled out the answer key, ranking the different symbols in order, picking the category that would be best, and then ultimately choosing a crop recommendation based off of kind of different key things that we found in our description, and then different limitations and benefits that we think would be best for this individual farmer. So we have two worksheets of that, just basically walking through different scenarios that farmers or facilitators know kind of how this process may work and how they can apply the tool in the field with their own gardeners and farmers. So then we have a blank one, of course, for them to fill out. And that is our tool.
Great. Well, I love this tool. I'm so excited because, like Cameron and Maggie shared, what DIG does is we have a demonstration garden that's anywhere from 16 to 24 vegetables where we showcase best practices. We touch lightly on the profitability of some, the ability for some to grow in adverse growing conditions, etc. And what we've always done is let farmers choose, kind of organically go through that process themselves to see what's the best fit for their families. And what we've learned is that sometimes this organic process that we bring farmers through could be encouraged and promoted by DIG. And so I'm really excited that our field facilitators, as well as our farmers and us in the US, now have a tool that we can use to really guide farmers to give them the best information, like you said, Maggie, the best information possible, and let them make informed decisions for what's best for their family. So we're really excited to put this into test mode over the next year. Probably will make some changes, as any good tool will use. And we're really excited that you provided a framework for us to also take this tool and replicate it in each country. So working in 3 countries, we have 3 different suites of vegetable varieties that we showcase and that we work with. That means we have 3 unique needs and 3 different types of sets of growing conditions and everything like that. So we're really excited to take the work that you all have done and really integrate it into our overall programs. So thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. We had so much fun creating it, so much fun working with you and Dig and Gloria and Packers. So we feel really grateful to have this awesome final product and see what you guys do with it as well.
Yeah.
Great.